Meow, 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 I'm telling y'all right now,
I am telling you right now.
this movie almost got a big old piece of trash. In the middle of the movie, there's certain aspects that changed my mind. As a matter of fact, I saw a thumbnail for another movie reviewer earlier today while scrolling on YouTube. I was like, oh, interesting. Okay. Because I know how the last movie made me feel. So when I went to see this movie, I'm in the middle of it, and the movie's going. And the movie's going, and the movie's going, and the movie's going. And I'm like, what? So I take out my phone in the middle of the theater while I'm watching this to go to Rotten Tomatoes. Now keep in mind, I do not trust Rotten Tomatoes anymore. After all the Captain Marvel debacles and the Acolyte and a bunch of other stuff, as we all know, they can't be trusted. However, in certain situations, I think they're more trustworthy than others. And here, I have no idea. It seems as if the audience and the critics both love this movie. How? I don't know. Now, I told you it was going to get a big old piece of trash. Let me explain myself and without spoiling anything, and you can see how I came to my decision. And it's really simple. So, the last movie was a major disappointment to most 28 days or 28 years later fans, whatever you want to call it. And this movie should have been called 28 years later, Dick's Flapping. That's what it should have been called, okay? Overuse of male genitalia in your face. More than one this time. Last time it was one. This time it was two. And I was like, really? I don't need this. I've never needed, there's certain things I just don't need in movies. I never needed nudity. I don't need excessive gore and blood and violence. I don't need it. I know why. They put certain movies, it seems as if it's just gratuitous. They're just trying to, But anyway, it's just something I don't need. It's just one of the many things that I don't exactly need. So, watching this and, there's some interesting kills. They're expecting to see some interesting stuff from the zombies or the infected, rather. And the cult in this movie agitated me. They irritated me. They got on my nerves. You can say, oh, well, I mean, they did a good job of making them villains. No. I think the best villains are the villains that you like at the same time. You're like, yo, this dude is a piece of, or this group of people are just, but yo, I like how they present them. I like how they win them. They just irritated me. I didn't like not one of them. Okay? I couldn't stand them. I was waiting for every single one of them to get theirs. And sometimes that's the point too. I get it. They want you to, but in my opinion, I like to like the villain a little bit, just a smidge, you know what I'm saying? I don't like nothing redeemable about them. So I guess you could say in a way they were great villains. But the movie bored me at times. It bored me at times until there was a particular point in the movie where they introduced new lore. That is the reason why I'm not giving it a failing score. That rhymed like to play 8 game bars. I think it rhymed. By the way, they are kind of, I think just some box checks in this movie because the men are getting their behinds kicked by the women in this. And it's just like, okay, all right, okay. They do something different with the lore. They do a couple of things different with the lore, to tell you the truth. And I wasn't sure if I was going to like it or not because I wanted this one particular character gone. I was tired of him. But I was like, okay, interesting. It has to do with the doctor. You know, and I'm like, okay. And then near the end, I was like, I didn't expect it to go that far. But it did, and I was like, oh, really? So what are we going to do about this? What? Something happens with the doctor. I'm kind of like, what we... And then at the end, the very end, there is no post-credit scene, by the way, but at the very end, you get a cameo. You get a surprise cameo. It was a surprise to me. Maybe some of y'all know, but it's a surprise cameo. And I was like, oh, really? And they fade to black on it. Basically telling you there's going to be another one. Okay? So, in between the cameo and the new lore, that was the only thing that kind of made me sit up in my chair because I was like this the whole time, looking at my phone. What time is it? Okay. And then I looked up the run time. Like, that's how you know you're ready. I looked up the reviews first. I looked up the run time. I looked up, let me see, the reviews, the run time, and if there was a post-credit. Because I was ready to go at one point. But the new lore perked my interest up. And like I said, in the end, they give us a nice cameo. And I was like, okay. I was like, it's okay. So at the end of the day, for me, it's 2.5 out of 5. Woos! Which makes it, meh. It was alright. It was okay. I never need to watch it again in my whole life. With me looking at Rotten Tomatoes, either that's a bold-faced lie or a lot of people really, really do like it. It is what it is. If you like it, more power to it. It looks like people are loving it. I think both scores are in the 90s. I think. So, if you're a huge fan and with that many scores like that, go check it out. Maybe it's totally for you. But I left out of there like, man. However, because of who's introduced at the end, they make another one. I'll go see it because I want to see what they're going to do. But it just got away. Okay, it's a half a point away from a big old piece of trash for me. Okay, post your comments down below. Let me know what you think, mate. All right. Yeah, by the way, I know, and I noticed this in the movie before this one at the end. I was like, I think this guy is based on that weird sicko criminal from the UK. And yeah. So, you guys know who he is. He's like super famous in your news. Not so much in America, but I saw a documentary on him a few years ago, and I was like, good Lord. You know what I mean? All right, y'all. 10 million subscribers. Woo!